kilometers of expressway, possibly with a PPP participation? Thank you.
It's a very good question, Rajiv. Mic on? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So that's a very good question. I think that is an area we have to catch up with. As the highway infrastructure is growing, the amenities along with have to walk hand in hand. Then only we can have a healthy, safe driving across the roads. For that, I think we have a very multicultural environment, and the needs are quite different across the country. So the habits are different. So there is not much of research which have gone into that, unfortunately. So it's a good topic for research to look into that. And with a lot of data which is available today, I think we can find a practical solution like what you suggested, public-private partnership. And then finally, we have to find a commercially viable model which can be scaled up across, with the growth rate, match the growth rate of the highways. So definitely an area for improvement.
Thank you. I'll ask a quick question to Gitika, and then, Sriram, I always ask questions, so I'll spare him. Mobile technology, will laptops and computers become infructuous?
I don't think so. I think smaller, more intuitive interfaces, the screen's going to disappear, more of voice, more of gesture, more of hearing things in your head. All the dystopian films, right? Anyone who's seen Minority Report and all of those things, right? They'll come true.
Sure. So, Kanan, from overnight delivery to just test match to 30 minutes to 10 minutes, T20, and what next? After 10 minutes delivery, what next?
Hope it doesn't become virtual delivery, then we don't exist. What we are finding is the category change, right? Today we like something, tomorrow we don't like something, right? Going back to what Sriram was mentioning, everything needs to come from manufacturing to the last mile, right? Today, if you look at manufacturing has a lead time for planning, which may be X. Then there is a lead time for supply chain, which may be Y. So as a result, what has happened is between my wish to delivery, today, even though we are 10 minutes delivery, wish to delivery is almost a year, right? Whereas in any OTT platform, if you look at Amazon or Netflix, right, instantly you are able to get. That's the next transmission I see. What is impacting supply chain will get into manufacturing. Eventually, it will get into product development. So if a request comes, it starts from the product development, R&D, then manufacturing, then supply chain. So it's an exciting field. That's why now technology is focusing on B2C. Okay. It has not made impression across the value chain.
Okay. Sriram, I want to ask you a quick question and respond in 2 sentences. You said operators will operate from home. Will managers be required?
I think it's a good question. Maybe not needed.
Will MD be required?
Maybe, okay. I think you may not need MD. Maybe you need entrepreneurs. Huh?
Okay. We'll need entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Sort of raise my hand for manufacturing, but I have been in manufacturing in the sense that my father set up the Rourkela steel plant, one of the pioneers. So all my life I've understood about how steel is made, and that time there was no automation, and if something went wrong, like a quenching car or coker, when something happened, everything stopped. So I do understand that. But coming to today, there's so much of AI and what we are talking about. So how do you think, I think this is a question which Ninad also asked, that do you think that this will really help a lot, the automation and the AI part in manufacturing, to take out the, the other things that what happened in COVID?
So impact of AI on manufacturing.
Just I think quick for sure AI and machine learning would definitely support. For example, Mr. Kanan was talking about planning. For sure it will support planning quite a lot, and I'm also confident that this also would help us to find out new methods, how we can do things faster and more flexible. For sure it's not going to remove jobs, it will make us more efficient.
I'm going to destroy your plan, Ninad, now that Ranjana's opened it. I'm not sure, actually. I'm just going to leave this open here for everyone to think about. But I've been personally part of so many forums on Industry 4.0, right, about these huge robotic arms and all that. amazing work, which of course is feasible. I just wonder about the kind of industry we have here. Nankupar is sitting here. I mean, you know, we're largely MSME, SME. And I think we need something disruptive in terms of technology. The reason smartphone technology works is because the cost of smartphones fell, and because we had bandwidth at rural area at a fraction of the price. So it's almost like robotics or, you know, other technologies that need to reach the inflection point of cost in order to be able to actually make a difference.
Okay. On that thought, you know, just
One
a
question.
quick comment.
Yeah. This is Kapil Khandelwal, El Toro Healthcare Infra Fund. Quick question. Startups which have changed consumer behavior. Let's talk about Ola, Uber. And the Minister Gadkari actually released a report from, I'm an investor also, seed funded taxi for sure, and just exited Ola last year. Ola Mobility Institute has given vehicular traffic in 18 cities. Report has been inaugurated by Minister Gadkari. And there's a blog that I have written on Zomato as well, in terms of the amount of carbon footprint and fuel these riders consume.
So what is the question?
Solution for all of this, I believe, is how do we decongest in these urban cities? We could probably reduce the carbon footprint by half.
Okay. Got it. I think it's a comment, so let's leave it at that. Yeah, we agree with you, but let's leave it at that. I'm going to wind down the session now because in the interest of time and you know, the way we are going ahead. But I thought it was quite an interesting session. Geetika spoke about mobile technology. Kanan covered a lot of technologies from smart warehousing to last mile. JP spoke about smart solar farms, and Sriram, as usual, spoke about very interesting stuff. I won't let my panelists go without some round of rapid fire, you know. And Sriram told me in the morning, I hope you're kind to me. I'm not. So we'll have a quick...
I knew it was a mistake when I read that comment.
So, you know, just before you break for lunch, so you know the rules, two of you know, but the others, you get 2 seconds to respond. You can't say maybe, you can't say I don't know. You have to take a view. So let's start with Geetika, since she's pretty familiar with what I do. Yeah. By 2030, most managers will move to a gig economy.
Yes.
So yes, answer is yes. For digital disruption, we should have a chief digital officer, or each employee should go digital?
Chief Digital Officer.
Startups in India, the gentleman made a point of startups. Startups in India are the beacon of hope for innovation.
True.
Agree or disagree? Agree.
True.
And if you had a chance to meet one of these two persons, whom would you meet? Elon Musk or Indira Nooyi?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk it is. Give her a round of applause. She deserves it. Over to you, JP.
Yep.
Yeah, the first question is, Indian manufacturing is rapidly adopting AI. Agree or disagree?
Not true.
Not to disagree. In digital disruption, what is more important, a winning idea or strong execution?
Strong execution.
Strong execution. Social audits will become more important than financial audits by 2030.
No.
No. Answer is no. And if you had a chance to meet one of these two people, whom would you meet? Jeff Bezos or Anand Mahindra?
Jeff.
Jeff Bezos. Okay. Now I'll come to the Mahindra man. That's why I didn't ask you that. Over to you, Kanan. In digital disruption, what is more important? Impact or recognition?
Impact.
Leadership is influence or authority?
Influence.
Customers first or employees first?
Customer.
Customers first. By 2030, Indian economy will be cashless or less cash?
Cashless.
Cashless. Great. That's interesting. And if you had a chance to meet one of these two people, Mark Zuckerberg or Satya Nadella?
Satya.
Satya Nadellaitis. And over to Shriram, the last man standing. Is innovation always about making something new? Yes or no?
No.
No, not necessary, you're saying. Okay. Today is a Friday, so what do you prefer, Friday evening or Monday morning?
I prefer Friday evening.
Friday evening. So this is a little long question, but I would love your response. You know, Jeff Bezos went into space and he was there for some time, and he took only 4 people. Assume you're the 5th person on the flight with him. When you hit outer space, what would you tell him?
I would tell him donate 50% of your wealth to India.
Donate 50% of wealth to India. And last question, if you had a chance to meet either of these 2 people, both are startups, Falguni Nair or Deepinder Goyal?
Sorry.
Falguni Nair is Nykaa, Deepinder Goyal is Zomato. Whom would you want to meet?
I think Zomato person.
Zomato person. So Zomato it is. So give them a big round of applause. We covered a lot of ground, and now you're over to Mansi to take it over from here. Thank you. Thank you for being a patient audience. Thank you, all of you, to share your thoughts. Thank you.
Yes, time now for a group picture, moments to be treasured in the form of a photograph. Thank you, Mr. Karpe, for moderating this session, and thank Mr. Narayanan, Mr. Govindarajan, Mr. Chakravarti, and Ms. Kamli for this intriguing deliberation. Ladies and gentlemen, lunch has been arranged towards the rear end of this room. Kindly proceed for the same. It is 2:40 now. Let us reassemble in the next 40 minutes or so. I think we should begin the next session by 3:30. All right. 3:20 it is. The final word is 3:20. Please reconvene by 3:20.